Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is, what is this? It is Sunday, just like every time it is Sunday. Today is Sunday, July 7th of 2024. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment in a peaceful world. Our planet is certainly survives and thrives upon the established laws of nature that were established at the time of the created universe. We human beings were given that thing called free will, and what we do with our free will impacts the natural world, right? We're the only ones on the planet who live outside of that uh, automatic alignment with the natural world, right? That's really what our free world means is that, our free will means is that we're not bound to the laws of nature. Now, we live and survive and thrive and do best if we do align with the laws of nature, but we get to be the ones to test what happens when we don't, what happens to us, right? Which we see when we do not align with the laws of nature. We make our bodies sick, we make our minds we make our minds sick. Let's just call it that. We make our minds uneasy. We make our nervous systems uh, uneasy, and we cause havoc on the planet and in the environment, which is what we're doing right now. This is why the Community for Conscious Living is has the passion of helping us to awaken to what is free will versus the laws of nature, the natural world, right? The laws of God, if you will. People a lot of times will think, I want to use my will instead of God's will because we don't know what God's will for me is. But what if it's not just about me, me, me? What if God's will is really about aligning with the laws of nature and the natural world and living in harmony with that so that we can all survive and thrive? What if we take it out of a me-centric and put it into the context of this is the universe that we live in, and the universe that we live in is dependent upon us aligning with the laws of nature so that we can all survive, thrive, and live in harmony and have peace. All of the wars in our world, everything comes from us not being willing to align with the laws of nature. There is even a commercial for a big truck that's out in Texas. In Texas, we're really tough here. And we like to, the line in the commercial is bend nature to your will. I'm like, really? Really? There's still people out there that are actually advertising to that, and there's people that are going to be attracted to that message and say, yeah, I'm going to buy this big truck because of this big, powerful truck, I can bend nature to my will. Really? Well, but that's our human nature. That speaks to it right there. Advertisers especially at these big levels, they know what they're doing. They know it speaks to the human ego that says, yeah, you can do this. Bend nature to your will. You don't have to live in harmony with the natural world. You can be tough, right? And what are we in Texas? We're all about cattle, steaks, like ranchers and all of this. We're so tough, right? We are bending nature to our will. We are dominating and controlling everything within our pathway to make this world conform to what we want and what we like and what makes us strong and tough. I think that we have to be really careful about what the ego nature calls tough and what the ego nature desires in terms of toughness. Bullying is not a sign of toughness or of strength in any way. Bullying is a sign of weakness. And when you see your child in school being bullied, you know that that bully has a real weakness inside that he is covering up with that toughness, because that toughness, anything that's not based in love and compassion, is not of the true core nature of the human being and what we are really here to align with in terms of our connection with all that is and the laws of nature that's going to bring us world peace and harmony. It's just not. Toughness is not strength. The bullying is not strength, right? Just like that overconfidence does not imply integrity. And okay, let me rein this back in. Let me rein this back in. It does apply to what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about is, does fear influence your eating habits and your food choices? Is fear influencing your eating habits and your food choices? What is fear? Fear, some call it a separation from love. I call it a separation from our connection with the all that is, right? Our connection and our knowing that we are a part of something bigger than ourselves, that all that is. When we are here on this earth journey, on this path, to walk a path of separation, right? And it's not really separation. We're here to forget our oneness with source, our connection with all that is. And in that forgetting, we feel separate. So we lose that sense of self and who we are. We lose that knowledge, or that consciousness of what it means to live in harmony with nature and in love and compassion with each other. We lose that sense. And so we feel separate. We feel disconnected. We feel alone. And depending on how we are nurtured at that time of our early infancy development and early childhood development, it can really rock what happens, the patterns that develop in our base chakra, in that base energy center. And so we can go through life with this sense of like a real disturbance there. And one of the things that when you look at when you were born, when you were in the womb, you are connected through the umbilical cord to your sustenance. You are held in this tight container, right? So you're swaddled in the womb, and you are being fed through your umbilical cord. That's your sustenance. That's your sense of safety, and your consciousness, as we talked about at length last week, was your consciousness is still connected to the consciousness, the larger consciousness, and the consciousness beyond this realm, where you can communicate clearly with the subtle bodies that are beyond this realm. So you have that connection. Once you are born, and ideally passing through the womb, and you're born into this realm, that umbilical cord is cut. That sustenance is cut, and you're no longer swaddled in that container of the womb. So what is happening now, is like, okay, here we go again. I'm just on soapbox today, but what happens to babies now and that are born in hospitals mostly is that they're taken directly from the mother. The mother might get a minute with them, and then they're taken and they're like laid on this scale, and they're poked and prodded with all these vaccines that go to work on them when they're not even a day old, which is just mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling. So how can anybody really feel connected and safe and secure when this is what we're doing to human beings on our planet, right? We human beings are doing this to other human beings on this planet. Here's this little bundle of flesh and bones and beating heart, and we're just going to pass it around like a football and do all these things to it before we take it back to its mom. So it's natural that we're going to feel a disruption in the base chakra. You might also have brought things in from previous life that you brought into this life to heal, right? Or perhaps you've had trauma in this lifetime that has made you feel or left you feeling unsafe being in your skin walking on this planet. And if you watch the news at all, then you get bombarded with stories about how unsafe it is to walk on this planet in a human body, and how fragile you are, how, vulnerable you are. So, regardless though of where your disruption, what rocks your base chakra. I know when I was held at gunpoint in a bank robbery, when that gun was pushed into my back, I literally, and I was not aware of energy or subtle body or, anything at that time, not in any spiritual path at that time, but I literally felt like my solar plexus just knotted up and twisted. And when it did, it like sucked up my base chakra, and that just like came up inside, like up into my abdomen, and the bottom door closed, and it's, I'm sure I still have some impact from that, but it just takes a long time to be able to release that and open that door and ground into the earth again. So all of these things, right? When that, it's like associated with that time in our birth when that umbilical cord is cut and we're no longer being fed and nourished passively. Now we have to actively, right? We have to participate in the seeking of our nourishment. And when we're infants, we're dependent on someone else to feed us. So, how they feed us, when they feed us, how we're nurtured and nourished is all intertwined. So our patterns develop around nurturing and nourishment in an interconnected way. So as I'm on my soapbox, that's where I'm getting to. Our patterns of what our physical body needs to survive and to our survival is the food, and the nurturing and the safety and security are very much interconnected and intertwined. So it's natural when we feel unsafe, and especially if we have that, if we've had some sort of trauma or we have something there that we're here to heal in this lifetime. And we have that uneasiness that just kind of resides there, humming along in the background. It can, in a very subconscious way, very much influence when we reach for food, how much we want, what we reach for, all of those things, all of those, whether we're looking for the comfort foods or, or really seeking to nourish our bodies. Right? How much we need to feel like we need to eat in order, because that base chakra, when it's all just like jammed up like that, sometimes we eat because we want to feel the fullness of our bodies. We want to feel connected to the earth. We want to feel connected to our bodies. We want to feel that heaviness so that we can feel our presence on the earth, to try to, connect ourselves. It's very subconscious, but it's very real. All right. So let's go ahead and come into our meditation and healing circle. Let's come into our circle sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. And I invite you in to just be present, face everything, call all of the parts of yourself to come into the core of your body, and drop down and land into your pelvic bowl. Bring everything to face forward and focus on your breath as we call on our source. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, we call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. So imagine, feel this pure divine light streaming into the center of our circle, streaming in, is filling all of the space in front of you and all the way around you with pure divine light. Pure divine light streaming all the way in. And just let this light surround you. This light is a light of illumination, a light of purification, a light that shines on truth. Right? When the light shines, it eliminates the shadows, and we can see what we hadn't seen before, right? That's all it is. That's all it is. It's not like sometimes we beat ourselves up for the things that we didn't know, but when this light shines on it, it's just things that didn't have the light shining on it before, and now it does. So give yourself mercy if there's any of that coming up for you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And let that light, just let it be absorbed in through your pores, and just take that inhale and draw that light all the way into the core of your body. And as you exhale, just drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, and just let this light run along that vertical core of your body, like it's coming in through the top of your head and moving all the way through the core of your body, halfway front to back, halfway side to side, just that column running through the top of your head, all the way through your core, through your neck and throat, through your heart center, through your solar plexus, through your sacral center and into your base, moving all the way through you. This pure divine light. Just let this light, right? The light's already there. So just bring your focus and your attention there and feel that presence within your body and let it be illuminating. And just feel that it's like it's the electricity of your life force that keeps you alive, keeps you connected with the all that is. And again, inhale, draw all of the parts of yourself into this vertical core, basking in this light. And as you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, and feel your presence in your hips, sitting on the earth, connected in with your beautiful planet. Right? Ibn Arabi says, you're not living on this earth, you are living in the earth, because you are a part of the earth ecosystem, an integral part of the earth ecosystem. And what you do and how you do affects the entire ecosystem. You are a part of the earth, in the earth, not on the earth, in the earth. So feel yourself in the earth, feel yourself interconnected through this electrical circuitry that runs through everything. Right? My teacher used to talk about the electricity that runs through everything, connecting everything together. Says this light is like this electricity running through everything. So feel yourself, as you feel yourself connecting in with the earth, on the earth, feel this electrical circuitry that interconnects you with the earth's ecosystem and with the all that is, right? Just let your mind open and expand, let this light move through and invite it to show you, that pattern of interconnectedness. As part of our fear comes from that sense of being disconnected, right? And when you really can sense as best you can this electricity, this electrical circuitry, like connecting you in with the earth, connecting you in with like the trees and the plants and the roots of everything, connecting you in with the ecosystem. It is like the water and the evaporation and the clouds and the air and the oxygen and the carbon dioxide and the whole thing. Everything is connected with everything else, the soil, the microbes, just feeling that interconnectedness with all that is. You are a part of the earth ecosystem. You are in the earth. Let this light be like the electricity traveling through your body and through connecting you with all of existence in and upon and around the planet. Bismillah. And again, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your unconditional love. Just imagine, feel this unconditional love streaming into this space right in front of you and all around you. and turn your heart center to face directly toward this flow of unconditional love. And let your heart center just tip up slightly and receive this flow of unconditional love in through your heart. And as you inhale, use your heart center like a breathing portal and inhale through that heart center, breathing that unconditional love deep into the center of your chest. And let yourself just breathe that in through the center of your chest. And as you exhale, just blow out any of that tension or that clutter. Let that release from your heart space. Let that release. And if you need to, you can do some tapping around your heart center. I should probably do that right now. So I've kind of been in a passionate, just been passionate. That's all. This is my passion. Doing that tapping on the heart and around the upper chest space, all the way up to the collarbones and even down the sides of your neck, up on your chest and your shoulders, the front of your body here. Doing some tapping all the way up under your collarbones and down the sides of your neck. Gentle strokes brushing down the sides of your neck. That can help to loosen up all of this energy that gets stuck, the tension and the clutter around your heart space. And you can blow out that tension, blow out that clutter, and inhale that unconditional love in deeper and deeper and deeper into your heart space. And again, as you kind of upright your spine, right? And like straighten that column of pure divine light that's running from the top of your head all the way through the center of your body, right? Upright your spine and kind of straighten up that column and lean back into that column of pure divine light running through that electricity running through the center of your body. Lean back into that. And again, inhale in through that heart center, inhaling in that unconditional love, and let that just wash over your whole being, right? Just let that wash over your whole being as you rest into the center, the core of your body, and receive. Let your body be like a sponge, and that unconditional love be like a gentle water, gentle, pure, clean water that's hydrating, that's nourishing, so nourishing. And let your body be like the sponge. And as you inhale that unconditional love in through your heart center, and it just washes over your whole being, let your whole being take that in into every cell of every fiber of your being. Let it be like those little cells of the sponge, just taking in that water, absorbing that water, being hydrated, being saturated, satiated, nourished, cleansed. Just drink that into every cell of your being. Just make an invitation right now to the cells of your being to participate in that with you and drink in that water of unconditional love. Every cell is calling to every cell of your body. I invite you to turn to this water of unconditional love. I invite you to open and receive and drink in this pure unconditional love into every cell. I invite every cell to drink this in all the way into your center, to be nourished, to be saturated and satiated, and is dripping with love, dripping with unconditional love. And breathe that all the way into the very center core of your body. Exhale, drop down and land into your pelvic bowl. Rest into your body. And we call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion. To imagine, feel this compassion surrounding the entire space all around you, because compassion comes from the same root word as womb. We're talking about being swaddled in the womb and being fed through the umbilical cord everything that you need. in order to survive. That's your sustenance. You don't have to do anything to actively seek it out and receive it. You are there, you are receiving in that passive way. So this unconditional, this compassion, this eternal compassion is like a womb, and the fluid within that womb is the ocean of living consciousness. And this ocean of living consciousness is your consciousness, right? That is your living consciousness. That is one with this ocean. So let yourself be held in this container of the womb, be this one with the ocean of living consciousness, and let it flow through you. There's nothing you have to do here. Again, this is that passive receiving and being held in and resting into this ocean, to be one with this ocean of eternal compassion. Let it feed you, right? Feed you with the consciousness, right? With the all of the it's a container that contains everything that you need in the spirit realm of the love, of the compassion, of the forgiveness, the generosity, of the provision, of the just of the patience, of the nurturing, of the trust, of the protection, of the safety, everything, all of these vibrations, right? Everything exists in energy form first. Not only the things that we see, but the things that we don't see, right? Like the patience and the trust and the provision and the safety and the love and the compassion and the generosity and all of those things. They exist in vibration form and energy form. And we're here to know them through the vehicle of the body and through the consciousness and the mental body and the emotional body. So we're here to have an experience of them through this vehicle that gives us specific ways to know them. But we exist as a part of this living consciousness on this vibrational realm with all of these beautiful attributes and divine powers, right? They're really called divine powers in the Sufi teachings. It's the power of love, the power of compassion, the power of mercy, the power of generosity, the power of the provision. It's all there. So let yourself rest into this ocean of living consciousness. Just rest, be held, and be one, right? Let your vibration, let your consciousness just flow in this ocean, right? In this ocean, gently flow in this ocean, and let these vibrations, and make a call out right now, if you will, to your source, and ask that whatever vibration is needing to come into your consciousness at this time, just let it come in, let it like become integrated into your multidimensional being, and let it just become integrated there and become known to you in a conscious way, right? It's already there, right? Let it just come flowing through and let it become known to you in a conscious way, become a part of your integrated consciousness. And it's not anything you have to do other than ask and open and receive. And just let yourself breathe and receive. And as you rest into this place with this light of electricity running through your core, your whole being just basking in the center of your body, receiving this unconditional love, resting into this ocean of living consciousness, receiving what you need through this ocean of all of these vibrations, these divine powers that are flowing through you, that your being already knows, because that is who you are and what you are. It's a part of it, right? The poet Rumi says, you're not a drop in the ocean, you are the ocean in a drop. Your drop of ocean, of the ocean of living consciousness, contains all of the knowledge of the entire ocean. All of these vibrations are known to you. But we're in this vehicle that has a different form of consciousness. So to make them known on a mental, emotional, physical, tangible way through the human body is part of our game we're here to play, really, right? So just let that become a part of your integral knowledge, open to receive it. And in doing this, let yourself feel that connectedness, because this is your truth. This is the truth of who and what you are. Yes, you walk in this physical body on this earth. That is a reality as well. In the grand scheme of things, this vibrational, this consciousness, this like these bodies in the subtle realms that are here to help you and support you and encourage you and care for you as you move through this world. The subtle realm has so much power and ability over what happens in this physical realm. So let yourself just be open to that support, to that guidance, to that help, and let your subtle body receive, because what your subtle body receives also, again, it manifests into how you experience your emotions and your mind and all in your physical body, even your nervous system, even your subtle energy centers, your chakras. All of this is influenced, right, by what you receive and align with vibrationally on these subtle realms. So let's bring this specifically into your relationship to food and the emotion of fear. And we talked about earlier, I'm doing all the talking, right? That we talked about the feeling of separation that we experience when we're born into the physical body. That's part of our earth journey. It's almost everybody forgets what it was like before we came in and all of these things, unless you've had a near-death experience or you're, some of our children now are having, I think, longer memories. And that's part of our evolution, thank goodness, right? But to separate or to perceive yourself as separating, right? Which we don't really, it's just a perception, it's a forgetting. It's a forgetting. But the reality of it doesn't change. Only the consciousness of it changes. I think that's really important to note. The reality of our connectedness with the all that is and with our source and with this vibrational realm does not change. Only the consciousness of it changes as we forget. And we're here to remember, because that's where the healing comes in, is when we remember. When we remember and allow ourselves to return to that level of connectedness at the vibrational realm and at the subtle body realms. So take a minute now and just focus on your breath in your body as you are, again, just leaning into that pure divine light, receiving that gentle washing of unconditional love and absorbing that into your core, resting your entire being into this womb of eternal compassion held in the ocean of living consciousness, feeling your connectedness with the all that is within this safe container. And notice your body. And just notice, is there a place in your body that feels that sense of disconnection, that sense of feeling unsafe, or any sense of fear more than another? So just take a minute, and if it feels okay for you, if this starts to traumatize you in some way, then by all means put your feet on the floor, open your eyes, touch something tangible near you if you need to do that. But if you can stay with this and just notice your body as you're held in this safe space. Notice your body. And this can be like if your heartbeat changes, if your breath changes, if there's something constricts or contracts or whatever within your body that indicates to you a feeling of unsafe. Just notice that in your body. And just notice when you feel this in your body, when you experience this, right? You're just witnessing it right now, I'm hoping. Be in a witness place with it. When you feel this in your body, is there a part of you that feels motivated to like pacify it in some way? We're here to talk about how it influences our food choices, eating habits, desires for food, repulsion from food, whatever, how it relates in that way, right? Because this is closely tied with that sense of disconnection, right? And separation is tied to the cutting of the umbilical cord, the cutting of the nourishment, the passive nourishment that is feeding the body. So notice, is there a part of you that then wants to respond by reaching for some nourishment, some nurturing, some comfort on a physical way, and especially food? This, be in a witness place. You're going to be okay. You're in a safe space right now. So let yourself just breathe through as you notice, right? Because the first step of healing is awareness. So what you bring into your awareness, then you can actually bring into discernment, second step of our healing, and then a level of acceptance. So just noticing what you notice here. And breathe through it, be a witness to it. Let this be like a science experiment, observing. What do you notice? How does your body want to respond? What is your habits and patterning want to do with your body's reaction or response? How does your body react or respond? And breathe through it and be the witness. And as you notice that and notice your patterns, again, let's just call on source and ask, what is the information vibrationally that wants to come in, right? Your mind might not get it at first. It will eventually. Let the vibration, the teaching come in. What is the connection that's needed in this place for you to make that connection between that sense of feeling unsafe and that sense of what you need in order to feel that connection again? And just notice and let that vibration just come in and flow through you, right? Let it meet that pattern. And I want to call specifically on the divine name or the divine power of Rahim. Rahim. And Rahim is the divine power of mercy. It's like the compassion, like the eternal compassion. There is a universal compassion, Rahman, and Rahim is like the compassion that shines for the individual. So it's a more individuated and specific mercy, compassion. So let this like drop of ocean, let this drop of ocean of the mercy, let that flow right in to your being, and notice, like just invite that vibration in, that divine power to come in and hold that place wherever that is in your body. And if you're If you're noticing it in your base chakra, because that's where we've mostly been focusing today, just let this like fill your entire being and flow all the way through you and just fill that whole space, and may help you to even feel that like holding your base and your pelvic floor, and let that mercy just come in and hold your pelvic floor, and let your whole seat, your pelvic floor, your base, your hips, your glutes, your lower abdomen, all of this space, just let it be like held in this water of mercy. And let this mercy just flow through that space, solar plexus, your whole abdomen, any of that space right there, or wherever that you may feel it in your body. Just let this, it's called on Ya Rahim. Ya is O, it's invoking. Ya Rahim. Ya Rahim. Ya Rahim. Ya Rahim. Ya Rahim. And I know it may be a foreign word for a lot of you. It's Rahim, as in Mary, and that H is in, it's a sound that is it's a breathy H that we're not used to saying in the English alphabet. Rahim, right? And this is like the radiance of light being breathed into your human body, into your fluid self. And that's breaking down sound codes. That's one of the meanings given to that sound code, right? Which is the same set of sound codes that makes up the name of the womb of the female body. The radiance, right? The light radiating through the breath of spirit into the human fluid body. Rahim. And let all of this be held in mercy. Be held in mercy. And to be surrounded and supported by this mercy. Ya Rahim. Ya Rahim. Ya Rahim. In Neil Douglas Clark's book, The Sufi Book of Life, under the divine name of Rahim, he tells a story about Nasruddin. Oh gosh, I don't have the book next to me here. But he's telling the story about, he's the wise one, but also seen as the village idiot in a lot of ways, right? So one of his students goes to see him, and uh, like expecting that Mullah is going to do something that triggers him, he decides that he's going to be, he's going to like rise above that and be beyond that and hold himself, like he's not going to react to anything that might trigger him. So he goes to Mullah, and Mullah says, "Oh, you're just in time. We're going to fetch some water." And gives him a pail, and they go to the well to fetch water. And Mullah's there, and he's like dipping water from the well and filling his bucket and filling his bucket and filling his bucket, filling his bucket. And the bucket's never getting full. And the student sees there's a hole in the bottom of the bucket, and the water is just flowing straight through and flowing out. And finally, the student can't take it anymore as he's seeing Mullah there just continuing to pour water into the bucket, and it's still flowing out the bottom. And he says, "Mullah, you idiot!" He says, "What are you doing? Don't you see that the water is just flowing out the bottom?" And Mullah looks at him and says, "Oh no, I was only looking at the top of the bucket," right? So often when we're like reaching for foods, as a way to fill ourselves, to feel connected, to like ground ourselves, to feel some sense of connection and safety, to pacify those uncomfortable feelings and those underlying agitations that we hold in our body. We're filling the top, filling the top, filling the top, and not looking at the bottom of the bucket. So let this Rahim, this mercy, like let it hold the bottom of your bucket, the bottom of the core of your body. Let it like surround your whole base chakra, your pelvic floor, your glutes, your hips, your pelvis, your sacral center, your lower abdomen, your low back, all the way filling your abdomen and your solar plexus. Just let it surround all of that space, really surrounded in the mercy. Rahim, Ya Rahim. And let's let it come all the way up to your core, surrounding your heart. Ya Rahim. And surrounding your whole being. And let this, like vibrationally, let this seep in, like the radio waves, right, that are we don't see in the air, that are like they go into the radio receiver, and when you turn the receiver to that frequency, it plays through. So let your internal body be like a radio receiver. Turn it to the dial of Rahim, the mercy, and let that mercy play through your body, through your core, Ya Rahim, as it surrounds you. Let your core of your body receive it and play the song of mercy all the way through your being, through every cell of your body. Ya Rahim, Rahim, Rahim. And if you want to use the name Rahim, if it feels better for you to just call on mercy, call directly on your source and call on mercy, that compassion, that mercy, that love, that this is like it's the medicine. It is the medicine of mercy. If it feels better to call on it in the language that you're more familiar with, then by all means do that. If you feel okay just calling in Rahim, that in the sound codes, in the sacred sound codes, really vibrationally, it invokes that vibration of that radiance of divine light breathed through the particulate matter into the fluid essence of the human being. Rahim, 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 Ya Rahim, Ya Rahim, Ya Rahim. And just let it vibrate into every cell. As all of the cells of your body carry consciousness, invite your cells again to take in this vibration. The vibration carries the knowledge, the knowing, and let it come into your subconscious, permeate your subconscious, and then like radiate into your consciousness, right? So permeate the subconscious with this vibration of Rahim, letting it come into every cell, right? To vibrate the core of every cell of your being with Rahim, Rahim, Rahim. And let this mercy come in and fill any of those places that have held that sense of disconnection, of separateness, of fear, of feeling unsafe, uneasy. Those low-level vibrations that agitate us and have us feel separate, disconnected, have us reaching for something that we do not need in order to pacify ourselves or help us to feel secure. So often those things that when we are in that state, are the things that are detrimental to our own health and to the health of the planet, right? And we're here to be one with it all. And we do that by bringing what the true need is into this place so that it can be healed. So it can be healed and it can be pacified and it can be illuminated to know where the true connectedness comes in, right? The true connectedness through this vibration of consciousness, but of mercy and compassion, which is this connection with the ocean of living consciousness, the womb of existence of our entire universe, our created universe, our three-dimensional realm, to return us back to that time of being in the womb where the sustenance is passive and we are always receiving, always connected to nourishment and to provision and to the subtle realms. And let's just call on Source, call on all of the angels, the prophets, the saints, the perfected ones, the healers, the helpers, the guides, all who are here on your team, helping you and supporting you as you're on this journey. And ask them directly. Just release from you any patterning of separation and fear that may be hanging out in your subconscious or consciousness. And just let those release from your body and let them be replaced with this vibration, divine power of mercy, the mercy and the compassion that is the ocean of living consciousness that connects you with all that is and realigns you with the laws of nature that all of our created world abides by and harmonizes and survives in and thrives in. The inherent nature of our created world. So just breathe through. Like if you feel any of that tension still in your body, just kind of like surround it with your breath and exhale, release it, let it go. And let that mercy flow into those places and let those places in your physical body just come to rest into that ocean. Rest into that ocean. Feel that sense of connection, safety, provision, nurturing, nourishment, oneness with all that is. Ya Rahim, Ya Rahim, Ya Rahim. And receive. Receive, receive, receive. And just one more time, releasing. There's one more layer that wants to release. And of course, you can always do more. Release. Release any of the tension, any of the old patterning, any of the old beliefs, and even the patterns of trauma that may be there from a traumatic experience in this lifetime. That's everything is vibration. Everything is right. That's the electrical circuitry. It runs through the nervous system. It's all of it. Just let that be washed. Ask for that to be released and let your being be filled with this divine power of mercy. And let your whole being, let it just settle in and rest into this water of mercy. And let your vibration be returned and harmonized and integrated in with this vibration that aligns with the laws of nature. The universal laws of nature, where we can all live in harmony and in flow with the all that is, connected with the all that is. Let it flow. Let your being settle in and rest into that, and let that vibration of mercy travel through the knowledge of every cell of your body and through the electrical system of your entire body, and infusing even into your blood and flowing through the blood. Your blood is 92% water. Just let that take up that vibration of mercy and deliver that to every cell of your body, the true nourishment. Invite every cell to take that in, be satiated, saturated, and filled with this pure mercy, the pure mercy. Take a full breath, and as you exhale, drop down, settle into your body, rest into your body, feel yourself one with this ocean of living consciousness, held in the pure compassion, the pure mercy, one with all that is, passively nourished, satiated, and saturated. Saturated with pure divine light, unconditional love, eternal compassion, and the everlasting mercy, ever present mercy. Okay, and let's take a full breath, and you can open your eyes if you've closed them. Put your feet on the floor. You can stretch out your toes and circle your ankles and feel your feet on the floor. And with your hands, stretch out your hands, circle your wrists, stretch out your arms, circle your shoulders, and feel your presence in your body, fully grounded and present, right? And let all of this vibration of this knowledge of connection, love, compassion, and mercy and light is all contained within your body. So you're bringing this with you into your presence and letting it be a part of you as you ground into the earth and connect with your surroundings. It stays with you, right? You be it, it be you. So be it as a walking, living, breathing beacon of light and love, compassion, connectivity, this harmonious vibration that aligns us with the laws of nature and with peace, right? With peace and harmony on our planet Earth. Be kun fayakun. Right. I'm going to wrap up this recording and get us ready for any discussion that we want to have after this. If you're listening to the recording, you're welcome to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. When you join us live, you can stay on for Q&A or discussion afterwards and share your insights, your aha moments, get support, whatever you need. And you can find all of the information for how to do this at communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, pick up your copy of the 10 Spiritual Principles of Our Human Existence and a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation to help you connect with the truth of who you are, what you are, the light, love, compassion that is the core of your being, connects you with the all that is, and harmonizes you with the laws of nature. You can do that by signing up for the reminders of and replays. When you do, you receive those 2 free gifts, and you'll be notified of how to connect with us and when to connect with us on a weekly basis, God willing. All right. Thank you very much for that. Look forward to connecting with you next week, and hopefully you're staying on for Q&A.